Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Overwatch Lore. I'm your host, Fishman200, and in today's episode, we will be looking at the Australian criminal duo Junkrat and Roadhog. Our story begins with Roadhog, who's a ruthless killer with a well-earned reputation for cruelty and destruction. After the Omnic crisis, government officials gifted the Australian Omnium and the surrounding area to the Omnics that had nearly destroyed their country, hoping to establish a long-term peace accord. The arrangement permanently displaced Mako, who was also known as Roadhog, and a large number of the Outback's residents. A scattered collection of survivalists, solar farmers, and people who just wanted to be left alone. Furious over the loss of their homes, Mako and others turned to violent rebellion. They formed the Australian Liberation Front and struck against the Omnium and its robot population to take back the lands that had been stolen. Events continued to escalate until the rebels sabotaged the Omnium's fusion core, resulting in an explosion that destroyed the facility, irradiated the region, and littered the outback with twisted metal and wreckage for kilometers around. Miko watched as his home became an apocalyptic wasteland, and he was forever changed. Adapting to his environment, he donned a mask and took to the broken highways of the outback on his ramshackle chopper. Little by little, his humanity was forgotten. The last vestiges of Mako faded away, and the ruthless killer, Roadhog, was born. The story of Junkrat begins at the destruction of the Australian Omnium's fusion core. As I mentioned earlier, it forever altered the landscape of the outback, and the area was transformed into a harsh, radiated wasteland. There were very few who survived, calling themselves the Junkers because they scavenged the husk of the Omnium and formed a lawless, cutthroat society in its shadow. Junkrat was one of these Junkers. He made a living off reclaiming metal and components from the ruins. Like many others, he was affected by the lingering radiation. This touch of madness made him ideal for handling dangerous explosives, a love which he turned into an obsession. He came to notoriety when he discovered an extremely valuable secret in the bones of the Omnium. Though few knew the nature of what he found, he was nonetheless pursued by bounty hunters, gangs, and opportunists wherever he went, until he made a deal with the Junker enforcer Roadhog, who grudgingly agreed to be his personal bodyguard in exchange for a 50-50 share of the spoils. Now, with Roadhog in tow, Junkrat has left the outback and embarked upon an international crime spree, leaving nothing but havoc in his wake. That's all on Junkrat and Roadhog for now. Tune in next time for Overwatch Lore Zenyatta Edition. This is Fishman200, swimming away.